Hello. Welcome to another John Soccer as we like it, the Man United director. Yes, we're talking about Manchester United, but it's the breaking news we just received today in talking about Old Trafford might be renamed. This is a global icon in the eyes of football around the world. This stadium was built in 1910. It's 114 years old. Currently its capacity is 74,000. Which is still one of the biggest stadiums after Wembley in the United Kingdom. It's an iconic stadium. Legends have played on that field. We've had players from Manchester United such as the great George Best, Bobby Charlton, Dennis Law, Cantona, Ronaldo, Brian Robson, Roy Keane, to mention a few, who have played on that field. And Brazilian Ronaldo's played there, Ronaldinho has played there. We've had so many players who played. Zidane has played on that field. It's an iconic stadium. But this is where INEOS have a little problem. Are they out of money? Because if you look at it from a retrospective point of view, if you look at it from other angles, you see, like, Radcliffe says if they got two options: rebuild a brand new stadium, which he claims would be the Wembley of the North, which can hold 90 to 100,000, or rebuild where Old Trafford currently is. But they're talking about, if they do that, if they rebuild the whole new stadium, they're going to have what you call imaging rights, selling the name of the branding rights, selling the name of Old Trafford to the sponsors. So you have like Emirates, which is the old Highbury. The old Arsenal Stadium was known as Highbury because it was in Highbury, part of North London. But you have Emirates now, which are the main sponsors of the new stadium. So you have like Barcelona New Camp is now Spotify New Camp. So we're going to have something like, say, Apple Trafford, something along those lines in terms of renaming the image rights of that stadium as a new sponsor. But INEOS are thinking it would be great to have a new stadium which would be internationally world famous, like the Wembley of the North, whereby the Champions League final could be played in the North instead of everything down south. That's a good point. But this stadium is so iconic that I can't imagine Old Trafford being called JP Morgan Trafford, Spotify Trafford, or Spotify Stadium, or a new stadium, probably British Airways. You know what I mean? I'm going to British Airways. You see, so as a United fan, I don't think Old Trafford name should be sold. I think even if you're going to build or rebuild it, it should still have that iconic name, Old Trafford. There's space to renew it. They can renovate that stadium without a doubt, but they're looking at the business side of it. And we can all see that stadium is dilapidated. There's no Wi-Fi connection. If you send a message now, it gets to the person in probably 25 minutes, even though you're sitting next door to the person in the stadium. I've experienced this. It is that bad. But those are things that could be done. We also, after the Arsenal game, the roof was leaking. That was an embarrassment. That was actually an embarrassment. But while you're watching, smash a like on our video, subscribe, and don't forget to drop your comments. What do you think? Should they rename Old Trafford to British Airways Trafford, JP Morgan, Apple Trafford, or keep the name? Or change the name altogether? Do you want a brand new stadium with a brand new name, or renovate, keep the name? You know what I mean? It's so difficult because of the iconic name. It's like changing Wembley to another stadium called Mary Lynch Stadium. So what do you think? I don't think INEOS should change the name, and I don't think that's the right direction United need to go. That's my opinion. Tell me what your opinion is. But I think in terms of building a new stadium, I really don't think that's the way forward for a brand new stadium with a brand new name. I mean, look at Man City's Etihad. Really? Back in the day, it was Main Road because it was on Main Road in Manchester. Now it's Etihad. We call it the Empty Hat because it's always bloody empty. You know what I mean? And so where FA Cup fans can be played in this new stadium, but at the same time, I feel United need to keep that name. That's an iconic name. You're going to Old Trafford. No, I'm not going to Apple Trafford. What the fuck? You know what I mean? It does not make sense. So to me, I think United need to keep that name. And even though we renovate it, I think United need to keep that iconic name. It's too iconic to just change the name and add another thing to it. Morgan Trafford, Mary Lynch Trafford, Airways Trafford. No. No, just build it, whatever. But it's still, but because the people who are going to sponsor it, who are going to put money into it, want their name. That's the problem, because it's a branding, image, rights, sponsorship. That's the problem. Do INEOS want to go that way? Is that the right way to go? I'll see you guys on this one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also help us get us to our next destination will be 4K. We're really right close now. So please share our content and please subscribe and push us to 4K. I'll see you on the next one. From me, it's goodbye and good night. On another day that Man United and INEOS are still trying to figure out, should they change the name?